Yo, just like that, man, I'm back with another video, y'all. Another edition of Digging in Your Collection, but not like the other ones that I've done. So, this edition of Digging in My Collection, I'm just gonna focus on one artist, but I'm gonna go into their discography on things that I have in my collection. So, with no further ado, y'all, let's just get right into it. And the artist that I'm talking about today is none other than Currency, the Hot Spitter, or Spitter Andretti. Man, but I was reading my comments a couple weeks ago, a week ago, or whatever, and I was inspired to do this video because somebody commented that they was a huge Currency fan, as I am. So hey, I was like, man, let me just dip into my collection and talk about some Spitter. Okay, so first off, guys, like I'm a huge Currency fan. Like I've been a Currency fan since like let's see, 2010, 2011, something like that. But like it just started like me liking Wiz Khalifa, and that's how I got linked to Currency. But basically, just watching Wiz's YouTube. He has something called Day Today. They still does the Day Todays now, but he had those, and he had hooked up with Currency. While they were recording How Fly, and that's how I got in tune to Currency. But it's kind of funny because I had already, listen. I mean, known who Currency was, or was, but I think one of his songs that was out was like Michael Knight, and I just remember the Knight Rider car, and and I just didn't understand his music at the time, but you know, rewind or fast forward a few months later, I end up, being one of the biggest fans of his. Now, most of the Currency stuff that I have, that I'm, especially the older stuff, is all on the computer, y'all. So I have Half Fly on the computer. This is not a mixtape, you know. And then all the different mixtapes that he had, one from until he started making like real albums. Like one of my favorite ones, like when he first started, blowing up was, I'm talking about like where a lot of people start to hear about him was, I have the picture of it in my mind, but I can't, I can't recall the mixtape right now. This is bad, guys. I'm trying to record a video and I can't remember, my timeline. But, but this is not a mixtape. Was like, my stuff. Like it was so many times that I would listen to the song "Blown Away," number 3, "Blown Away." Like I was so in love with that, that whole project, But before I even, got into that, I think the the first song that really got me into Currency, into him, where I wanted to like buy his music, was "Roasted." And I told myself I was gonna start off on the CDs, and I still have my record stamped on top of it. But and that was on How Fly, number 1, guys. How Fly. So this album, How Fly, How Fly. I'm one take taking everything, just like Currency. But anyway, um, Pilot Talk, guys. Pilot Talk. I can't believe I had Pilot Talk in my mind and I still said How Fly. But so Pilot Talk is my stuff. Now this album had Roasted on there, and on Roasted, that's what made me get this. And they have the video and stuff like that. So you know, Pilot Talk, and this is like a epic album. I'm not gonna go into every album in detail because I'll be here for like 25 minutes, and my battery is running low on my camera, on my phone. So that's Pilot Talk. But then, like I just started getting into all his music and started catching up, which wasn't really hard because, I got onto him early. But then, Pilot Talk 2, this is the one with Michael Knight on there and stuff like that. I mean, I think he recorded both of these in the same year. So, Pilot Talk 2, classic, another classic, like, I mean, something else that you could listen straight through. And during that time, that's when he was partnered with Dame Dash, DD 172. But then, controversial album. This is Muscle Car Chronicles. You know, so I don't even know if it has Currency's name on it, but yeah, but Muscle Car Chronicles, y'all. Man, I don't know what the heck's going on with me these days, guys, but me and doing these videos, my mind is just blown right now. I don't know, but that was the next up, and then after that, that's when he just started blowing up. Well, he Bendham blew up after that came out or was recorded, but then his one of his first or his first album officially is this one, Weekend at Bernie's. So Weekend at Bernie's, I mean, and then this album has a lot of my favorite songs on there. Well, not a lot of my favorite, but a few of them on there. And my top Currency song, Money Machine, that's one of my favorite songs of his. It's on this. And then during this time, it was just a whole vibe. When he brought this out, Weekend at Bernie's, like they were really on and popping. So, but when that came out, it was like 2011 when Weekend at Bernie's came out, and then that's when I went to the Smokers Club concert. You know, and on that concert, we saw Method Man, Redman. It was Method Man and Redman, wasn't it? It wasn't just. Oh, it was Method Man by itself. Yes, it was Method Man by itself. I remember that. Method Man, Currency, Big Crit. So this was like the first Currency concert that I went to, and I've been to 10, at least 10, since then. And this was in 2011. This was the Smokers Club tour. You know, I went to in Chicago, and then I also went to the Stone Immaculate. I don't know if it was the Stone Immaculate tour or the Jet Life tour, but it was Stone Immaculate. I have the poster right there, which I'm not going to show you guys because. But Stone Immaculate. This was like it came out June 5th in like 2014. This is like or 2013. This is like right before I moved here. The year before I moved here. The Stone Immaculate, this was like his first, like where he worked with like a whole bunch of different producers and stuff like that. So it was a totally different sounding project than a lot of stuff that he did. But that was his mainstream album basically. You know, but in that time, y'all, I was able to start acquiring some records and stuff. Now, after like 2014, he started getting heavy into like he was always heavy into the mixtapes, but where his mixtapes, like he wasn't like a lot of his mixtapes was original music. He wasn't rapping over, beats to other songs by other artists and stuff like that. So, I mean, most of the songs on his mixtapes became just like normal albums, And one of them that I have is with Alchemist, the Carrollton Heist. This This is the second one from with Spitta Andretti or Currency with The Alchemist. Because the first one he did was my favorite. It has to be my favorite mixtape of Currencies because I like almost every song, like, and like I said, I've been to a lot of Currency shows, and when in the heyday when DJ Bombshell Boogie was his DJ, before every show, like she would play Full Metal first. That was on that album, but she would have everybody, put the jets up like this, hold their hands up like this, and then as soon as she dropped the beat, on Full Metal, everybody would go like this. She would have everybody go boom, and I can remember doing that for at least 6 shows. I've been to 6 shows that were at least where you started out, and he would do all the same. Like most of his concerts were the same. Like he would switch up the lineup or whatever of the songs, but pretty much it was just like a sing along. Because most real fans that came to the shows knew most of the songs word for word, like crazy. But that's Carrollton Heist. You know, I got that one in the collection. This was like the when I first moved to Arizona. I bought this at Zia Records. I was like surprised to even see any of his music at the record stores, and this was before records were like be, first got popping or whatever. But I'm gonna run through the rest of these, man, because I'm kind of struggling to get through this video. But I'm trying to just show y'all the stuff that I have. I'm not really trying to do a whole record review or presentation type thing. But okay, another mixtape. He did this with Smoke Dizza. It's just a couple of in Harry Fraud and Smoke Dizza. Yeah, it's the stage. It's just a few songs on here, y'all. It's like I don't remember, but it's just a few songs on there. But then director's cut. So I got that mixtape. That's the other one. That's another one with Harry Fraud. And then the collection agency. This is one of my favorites. Like it has one of my favorite Currency songs on there. Smiled on me. My ancestor smiled on me. I got diamonds in my dial, homie. I love that song. That's one of my favorite like songs of his newest stuff. Cause like a lot of his new music now, like I understand what he's doing and stuff like that. So I can't be like, oh, you should go back to the old Currency, cause it's at the end of the day, it's being creative. So your stuff ain't always gonna sound the same or the same. You know what I mean? But I get what he's doing with his music. But here's one I covered in a video before, Fetty, with Freddie Gibbs and The Alchemist. Another one with The Alchemist. But then, last but not least, Worldwide Prestige with Smoke Dizza, guys. And that's gonna round up the albums and CDs and stuff that I have in my Currency collection, y'all. I just kind of wanted to put a video up, showing some of the stuff that I have in my collection from Currency, man. And that's basically what I did in this video, man. I hope y'all liked it, though. If you did, just leave me a like. Let me know down in the comments. I mean, what other type of videos you guys would like to see? Because I'm always brainstorming on this channel so that I can constantly put videos up without having to make pickups. Because records are expensive, guys, and I just don't go out buying records to fill a space. You know what I mean? Like I used to be like that. It's like, man, I gotta get records so I can have a lot. But it's not like that for me anymore. So I do have a lot of stuff, and I can do a lot more digging in the collection. But just let me know in the comments any suggestions that y'all would like to see in the whole hip hop and R&B soul realm, guys. But with all that being said, man, I'm Audi 5000. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one.